What is the one ingredient to get that going again? Imagine if we had tons of these cities doing the same. What's the secret, and which part do you believe, Pablo, is the next hotspot in Ukraine that's going to become a case study, shall we say?
Well, I agree with that. Andy here, it all starts with people. I think basically everybody on this panel mentioned that, and probably not only on this panel. So whenever you have a mayor, and by the way that relates to the top leadership of the country too, whenever you have the top leadership with the developmental mentality, you see basically wonders and miracles in the positive sense of the word. Whenever you see the top leadership in the city or in the country with the predatory extractionist mentality, I mean, surprise, nothing happens. And even that would be a good news because there are many other bad things happen. So look at the places where the mayors are with developmental mentality, and actually Mykolaiv is one of the good examples. We need more people like this. We need more mayors like this. Well, you mentioned about Lviv. I wish Chernivtsi will be there. I wish Kiev will be there. I wish Kharkiv will be there, and Odessa. There are pieces and islands, well, hopefully, I mean, the whole competition between the regions for investment will push them there. I'm actually quite optimistic about Vinnytsia. I was impressed with the leadership there because of the leadership. I'm impressed with the leadership there, and obviously they enjoy the support coming from the government too.
But I want to get back a bit. I'm sorry, I kind of one point that I understand it. You were talking about top leadership in the mayor, but was a transformation in Mykolaiv from old Soviet days, as you were saying? Did it start really with the mayor, or was it something that started before and the mayor just put gas to the fire, shall we say?
Actually, the mayor of Mykolaiv, he was only the symbol of transformation because he was elected by the people. And Mykolaiv is in the south of Ukraine. Actually, it's a quite pro-Russian city. And so the mayor, the figure, yes, and the man who is ruling now in the city, it's only the symbol of and the leader of all of the people who elected them. So actually, I can say that before it was a lot of transformation before him, but he was just like a flag for all of that things, because people is the main thing. It's not about one guy, because one guy, it's very hard to change a lot of things being only the one of that side. And actually, looking now at the Ukraine, about the previous question, there is, I think the point now, very interesting city now, which is growing and developing very fast, is Ivano-Frankivsk, and probably it should be Kropyvnytsky, before Kirovograd. So it's quite fast, but Ivano-Frankivsk is very fast. They're transforming, they're building new infrastructure, they're building new kind of businesses, a lot of businesses, and a very strong, how to say it, society. There are very creative people who's doing a lot of things. Chernivtsi, I wish to, because I'm born in Chernivtsi, but Chernivtsi now have a very hard political situation, and actually about a month ago, the mayor of Chernivtsi said that the political crisis is now in the city council and asks the Verkhovna Rada to re-elect the mayor of the city as the city council. So I believe in Ivano-Frankivsk like the next point.
Roman?
I'd actually support Vasily in that. And the one initiative out of Ivano-Frankivsk that I think has some nationwide applicability is Teplovisko, warm city. But it's not literally about energy efficiency, it's about warming up the urban environment with people. And the interesting thing is it is being replicated, for example, in a much bigger city like Kiev. They're franchising it out through social franchising to Berlin. So it's a sort of a Ukrainian idea of how to organize, self-organized business people for the common good that is also being picked up outside Ukraine. I'd also flag, though, that this is something that has to happen, and it is. I've seen it happening in smaller towns and in villages. And I think You got, I visited a small village in Vinnytsia Oblast, where two villages are uniting. They have two quite dynamic village mayors. 2,000 people here, 3,200 people there. But they've applied for every possible grant program. They've got geothermal heating in their village clinic. They've been on an exchange trip to Poland to figure out how to run things better. So that's happening to at the very grassroots. And in the middle tier, and again, just because of a recent visit to Ivano-Frankivsk Oblast, Dolina, a town where the mayor came out of organizing a credit union and then applied that kind of community organizing expertise to running the city. And so you've got a former single industry city that's developing new ideas, looking at biotech as an alternative to just oil and gas, that sort of thing. So I have to say my regional trips make me more optimistic than just hanging around Kiev and reading social media posts about how people don't like each other.
I'm going to ask one more question, but that's for everyone. I'd appreciate everyone giving a very short answer on it, and then we're going to get into your presentation. But I think I'd like to start first with you, actually, to answer. But it's an overall question. I want your direct answer. Is, with this big wave globally of populism, specifically when it comes to elections and all that, and our elections in Ukraine coming up soon, is there a fear or what do you guys all think about the wave of populism with the future elections coming up here, and will that derail the regional development or plans or privatization in general? How do you see that people making grandiose promises and things changing? We've seen what's happening in the United States. Things are going backwards, the whole front. What is the potential of the derailment in this country with the elections coming up? Clear or? The Ukrainian elections, of course, coming up in a year and a half or two. Right? So I'm just wondering, with the wave of populism, everyone wanting to get elected, and some people having lower approval ratings, will this affect the forward motion of the regions and privatizations?
It's always a danger. It's everywhere a danger. It's good that France dealt with it nicely. Well, hopefully we do not have such a short period as we imply, because I hope it's 2 years. And within these 2 years, it's a good chance to create the movement, to create the party, maybe the combination of parties, the coalition of parties that are anti-populist, are realistic, that are responsible. And there is enough time for this party, for this movement to get attraction.
In the US, I think one of the reasons why Donald Trump won the election was there was a lot of angry people. And the people were angry, and he understood that, and he gave them what they wanted. So he managed to understand the electorate. I think here, it's really understanding how angry the people in Ukraine are, or will be in 2019, and what they're going to focus on. But from coming, we would hope to focus on the issues, the economy, and I think economy, healthcare, and less populist issues as we sometimes have seen.
Погоджусь з колегами. Дійсно, тут треба, щоб дійсно, як сказав колега, що наскільки люди вже злі приймати те, що вони мають, так? Але все ж таки, поки в нас рівень, скажімо так, культури виборця доволі низький в плані того, що він довіряє повністю всьому, то, що кажуть. Так? Тобто в нас ще то, що показують по телевізору, то це 100% правда. Так? Ну і кажуть, ми вам піднімемо пенсії в 3 рази. Незрозуміло, звідки це береться. Так? Тобто, тому, якщо ми, по-перше, всі договоряться, в тому числі, це неможливо, але тим не менше, якщо договоряться всі політичні сили, що треба нарешті сказати правду, що Україна вчитися і працювати, ну я думаю, що буде, як то кажуть, з цього якийсь толк.
Ну, щодо того, яка загроза взагалі від популізму, і я думаю, що наступна хвиля популізму, який зараз досить велика, вона може дійсно вбити нашу державу вже в наступній ітерації. Я маю на увазі, яким чином вбити. Міста, практично всі міста мають настільки знищену інфраструктуру, яка востаннє капітально ремонтувалася чи будувалася ще в 60-х роках, що просто найближчим часом вони будуть залишатися без води, без світла, з величезними техногенними катастрофами, які будуть призводити до екологічних катастроф як наслідок. Інфраструктура, якщо ми говоримо про розвиток agri-food сектор, то ми маємо розуміти, що ми якимось чином маємо з нашої країни експортувати ту продукцію. Сьогодні, на прикладі Миколаєва, 70% українського зернового комплексу транспортується через наші порти. У нас є мікрорайони міста, які втрачають сполучення через те, що потяги практично без перестанку переїжджають з вантажами. Що це означає? Що сьогоднішній день рішення цього питання немає, інфраструктура абсолютно перевантажена, знищені дороги – це теж один з наслідків цього, і це теж буде означати, що якщо будуть популісти, які не передбачать розбудову інфраструктури, тому що це завдання державного все ж таки рівня, і рівня регіонального, то це знову ж таки не дозволить. Яким чином потрібно боротися? В нашій державі сьогодні немає стратегії розвитку держави. Є документ, який презентував президент, це стратегія сталого розвитку України 2020, який не передбачає ні визначених завдань, стратегічних завдань розвитку. Власне, навколо яких ідей мали б гуртуватися ті політичні сили чи рухи, які мали б об'єднуватися і воювати з популізмом, тільки оперуючи фактами, цифрами і конкретними цілями, які мають бути поставлені. Вони мають бути розроблені, і люди мають об'єднуватися навколо того, що реально існує вже загрози якісь, мені здається, теж.
As a diplomat, I couldn't possibly comment on the day-to-day politics of Ukraine, especially the electoral politics. But I would say that our own example in Canada shows that you can have kind of centrist, rational, inclusive option that can rally majority support. So there isn't some sort of inevitable international wave of populism that must sweep you to that destination. There are other ways. It requires people, ideas to come together and coalesce and organize, I think as Mr. Shadowmenta was saying, to provide that option for 2019.
Thank you.